Number 2 of the day. What is going on, guys? Let's lock in real quick, man. How are you guys feeling, man? So we're still on day 2. This is video 2. I just kind of wanted to talk about chasing the person that you want. So basically, right now we're having a mental session, and then after we'll probably have a nutrition session, depending on how the night goes. But today I just wanted to kind of get a little mental with you guys. And I wanted to talk about this pursuit of becoming the person that you've never been. You know what I mean? Like, first I want to start it off by saying that when you're becoming a new person, things that you've never done before are going to feel like so weird to do, bro. And as you're creating and reinforcing these new thoughts and becoming this new person that you've been aspiring to be or thinking about becoming, there's going to be very weak points in your journey where you're going to want to feel like returning back to the person that you were. You're gonna feel like wanting to do actions that reinforce that old identity that you're trying to leave behind. And I'm here to tell you guys tonight that with this 90 days, you'll see that this is not just a workout journey. It's by far not just a workout journey. This is a self-improvement journey, guys. This is for you guys' mental, right? This is for you guys to be in the right mental space. I will make sure that I drill these mental notes into your head until you understand like just how special you are and just what type of control you have over your life. So I want to continue. You will experience a lot of these moments where you feel like you want to go back to what you know. You know what I mean? You want to go back to comfort. You want to go back to what feels right, what feels comfortable. You have to understand and you have to be able to shut those voices down, guys. Okay? Because on this journey, abs are going to be like something that you guys have never done before. See, abs are different from biceps, triceps, chests, and all that good stuff. It's completely different, guys. Getting abs is going to require a new you. You know what I mean? Because it's fat that you got to really lose, like, for them to be visible, for them to be seen. So it's a mental space you need to be in. You understand what I'm saying? But I want you to understand that old identity that you used to have, I want you to let it go. But most people will say, how do you let it go? What do you do to let it go? It's not about what you do. It's about what you don't do. You don't do things that don't serve you. You don't deal with things or people that don't serve you. Don't deal with things that remind you of your past. Don't do things that make you relapse. Don't surround yourself in environments. Don't create your environment that surrounds you. Don't create it for you to fail. You know what I mean? On this journey, if you said you wanted to stop eating snacks and stop eating sugars, as you should, because that was our rule, don't put snacks in your house. Don't put these things in your environment to ruin your chances of being successful. You know what I'm saying? Make it easy. When you make things easier, they're easier to complete. It makes for a much better challenge. You get what I'm saying? Versus you trying to make yourself do something very hard. You got snacks and all types of stuff piled up in your house, in your room, but you trying to act like you're not eating it. You know what I mean? So say all that to say this, guys. I just want you guys to understand that while you're trying to create this new identity, like I said, your old identity will want to present itself. You got to stop it. You have to be able to tell yourself no. You have to be able to say no. If you can't gain that mental control and you can't control yourself and your thoughts and your reality, then you're screwed. If you can't control the bad habits that you do every day, guess what those bad habits will become? Those bad habits will become your identity. They were just habits at first. You just did something bad habitually. You just ate bad snacks habitually. And then eventually you realize that, wow, I'm actually getting bigger. Now it's your identity. You identify as somebody that just doesn't eat healthy. You identify as that. You go into a store, the first thing you're thinking about is snacks. The first thing you're thinking about is what you can eat. The first thing you're thinking about is what you consume. What you can't consume that has sugar. When you become your identity, that becomes your fate. If that's your identity, your chances of becoming who it is you're trying to be have just decreased by half. Understand what I'm saying? So let's take it back through the little chain, right? So habits, right? Let's say I'm trying to lose weight. So my habits. Let's start with me, not the outcome. Forget the abs. Let's talk about me, my habits. I'm going to be going to the gym every Monday through Fridays. I'm going to be eating right. I'm going to be making sure I take mental notes. I'm going to make sure I tune into these videos every single time on time, because I haven't showed up for anything on time my whole life. Now, this is your identity. You identify as a person who's going to the gym. You identify as a healthy person. You identify as a focused person, a concentrated person. You identify as a person that's in seek of a better life. Now, your fate has just risen. You understand what I'm saying? So, habits create identity. Identity shapes fate. Okay? So, I want you guys to understand something with this mental recap for tonight, because you guys have been doing great. I already know you've been killing it. I already know you've been listening. I already know that this journey is going really good for you. I just want to be here to tell you that the mental fortitude that you're gonna need, I'm gonna need you to be prepared for the next coming days and weeks and months. Okay, we got 3 months together. I need you mentally prepared and mentally ready. I need you to be ready to take on adversity, but I also need you to let go of your old identity. Understand that that's not you anymore, okay? You're watching the videos, you're tuned in now. I'm now changing your identity as you requested for it to be changed. You're not going to be the same person. You're not going to look the same anymore. It's time for abs. So now you have to identify as a new person. You understand what I'm saying? So tonight, for your homework, I want you to write down a list of all the things that you feel like is stopping you from getting to the next level. All the things that your old identity remembers, the addictions, all the bad habits, the things that you can't stop doing, the things you can't stay away from. List all of them. Write them all down. Tomorrow in the morning, I'll tell you guys what we're going to do with that list. But for tonight, I want you to find as many things as you can and write them all down. And in the morning, we'll talk about it. We'll go over. We'll see what you guys wrote down, and I'll tell you guys what we're going to do with that list, okay? So make that list tonight. This was your mental recap for tonight. There is no nutrition episode for tonight, simply because we're going to be eating the same thing, and you guys are going to need to get used to doing that, okay? You're going to be having some of the same meals on this 90-day program. Sometimes, if it's a nutrition day, it's because I'm incorporating a new meal. If it's not a nutrition day, then that means that we're more than likely going to eat the same meal. And that's kind of what you would do if you meal prep. So that's why I'm not really doing nutrition every single day. So for today, I'm just doing the same. We're going to be doing salmon and veggies. Okay, that's one of my favorites, absolute favorites. But while I do got you guys here, I do want to talk about caloric. Sorry, I can't pronounce it right, but I can definitely tell you all about it. Today, I want to tell you about. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. I want to talk about a caloric deficit, guys. So on this journey, you guys should already know that your calories are going to need to decrease. But let's talk more specifically about the caloric deficit, right? So when you are in maintenance, that's what they call it, maintenance. When you are in maintenance, that means that you're eating the calories that is enough for your body to maintain its current weight. When you go into a caloric surplus, that means that you're eating more calories than your body requires, which means that you're going to grow, essentially, right? You're going to get bigger, essentially. When you're consuming less calories than your body needs, then that means that you're going to get smaller. Pretty simple, right? You need, like I said, you need to go online and find a calculator, and you need to find a caloric deficit calculator so you can know exactly how much you're supposed to be consuming. You know what I mean? You need to know how much you need to be consuming on a daily basis, okay? So once you got that figured out, you know how much you're supposed to be consuming. You now are in a caloric deficit. I'm going to introduce a breakfast slash afternoon slash, little mini meal that you guys can incorporate into this diet to be able to enjoy the sweetness and, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically get to have a little bit of diversity in your nutrition, okay? But basically, you guys are now in a caloric deficit, okay? We're going to be getting only one meal a day, okay? But I'm going to show you guys a mini meal that's not going to count as a full meal, but it's a mini meal. And that's going to be a part of your diet that you can eat. And it'll basically, it'll keep you running for the day. It's going to be full of fibers. It's going to have a good amount of carbs, but not too high. And it's going to be good for you, okay? It's going to be great for you. It'll be something that you can snack on. You know, we're going to make it nice and easy so that you guys are able to complete this process without going through too much of a hard time. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing I want is you guys to withdraw because of the fact that you're hungry or you're starving. So I'm going to make sure that I incorporate snacks and things like that, appropriate snacks that that make sense and align with the goals that we got set out for you guys, okay? So for tonight, it's no nutrition videos. It was only a mental recap video. I love you guys, okay? We'll tune in tomorrow. Go make that list, and we'll talk about it in the morning, okay? Catch you tomorrow, 7 a.m. Let's go.